So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fabrício Cruz. I am a federal Brazilian judge. I'm been working as a federal judge through the last 15 years and a law professor also at the same time. My goal today is to present you a system designed during my work as a Secretary General of the National Council of Justice in Brazil. So, the Brazilian Digital Mediation System is based on a simple idea. It's a simple system based on a simple idea and designed to solve simple problems. I think, Alex, that the whole idea is quite the same one, but in Brazil we must to deal with a very different context. So I'll spend just 5 minutes to show you our context. We are a federation composed of 26 states and the federal district. We're the 5th country in terms of land extension. We have 91 courts, 16,927 judges, 8,707 employees. This is our structure, and that's the reasons because we are a very complex judicial power. We are seeing our state courts structure. As a federation, we have a federal justice also. And as a federation, we have a national jurisdiction court named Superior Council of Justice. We have specialized courts with 3 levels. This is the labor courts. These are the labor courts. These are the electoral courts. And these are the military courts. So what were we seeing is 3 levels of jurisdiction. Above of these 3 levels, we have a 4th level of jurisdiction. Our Supreme Court is here, and we're talking about today, we're talking about National Council of Justice. It's a high-level structure above all the judicial power structures except the Supreme Court. It's an administrative body within federal budget. The main functions of National Council of Justice are diagnosis of judicial power. The CNJ makes structural policies to judicial power, makes induction policies, and makes normative acts. The main objective is to promote changes in our judicial power. The diagnosis. We have 2 main reports called Court and Figures Report and the Top 10 Litigants Report. This is a small explanation about our Court in Numbers report.
The Court in Figures report comprises data from 90 courts, which are composed by 15,000 justice units within first instance. The report is organized by the Judicial Research Department of the National Justice Council. We have 10 years of available information which provide improvements in Brazilian judicial branch. In 2014, the number of judgments and rulings was almost the same of new lawsuits. Unfortunately, there is still a balance of 71 million pending lawsuits to be addressed in 2015. The good news is that the number of virtual lawsuits is steadily growing, having quadrupled between 2009 and 2014. The judicial branch has a workforce comprised of more than 295,000 people between employees and judges. The average productivity was 1,684 judgments and rulings per judge. The first instance, which is the Brazilian citizen's entry door to justice, has the biggest workforce. Even so, it represents the greatest challenge because of high rates of pending cases and new lawsuits. In order to ease the data presentation and understanding, the Courts and Figures report is organized according to each justice segment: labor, electoral, military, state, federal, and superior courts.
So this is our context. Looking to the top 100 litigants report with a methodological cutting on state justice, we can see that banks represents 54% of the top 100 court lawsuits, and phone companies 10%, which represents together 64% of lawsuits in state justice. Talking about structural policies and normative acts, mainly about the resolution which deals with alternative forms of dispute resolution. This is the national judicial policy for consensual models to dispute resolution. The resolution number is 125, 2010. It makes obligatory conciliation and mediation in all judiciary instances. It turned obligatory to collect data and evaluation of results. The results today are: in 2015 we had 27.3 million new lawsuits. On the other hand, the judgments and rulings at the same time were 28.4 million. In comparing with mediation and conciliation, we know that we reached 11% of the lawsuits in this year. It was the first time in our recent history that we really changed the relation between input and output. It's very important to us to see and to notice that the main policy is conciliation and alternative dispute resolutions. Talking about induction policies, and now about our Brazilian Digital Mediation System.
Que tal uma nova forma rápida e eficaz de ter o seu direito garantido? Para facilitar a solução dos conflitos, o Conselho Nacional de Justiça criou o Sistema de Mediação Digital do Poder Judiciário. Com essa ferramenta, você pode solucionar seu problema de onde estiver. Tudo simples e rápido, em qualquer lugar, a qualquer hora, a justiça a um clique. Acesse cnj.justiça.br/mediação digital.
So, justice by one click. That's our logo. That's our national campaign. That's our system. That's our proposed simplicity. The system. Simple tool, simple idea to deal with simple cases. Based on asynchronous action. No judicial hearings, no video conference or video conference, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is the main page. A few explanations here. The economical and fast alternative to conflict resolution. It is free and facilitates dialogue between the parties to reach an agreement which may be approved by a judge. Here, your agreement has legal value. All this without leaving home. 5 steps. First, register yourself. Second, describe the conflict. Third, dialogue with other party. 4th, evaluate the proposal. And the last one, reach an agreement. Describing the conflict. The system highlights whether the message to be sent contains words that may make it difficult to negotiate. Highlights appear in yellow in case of negative words, and in red in case of inappropriate words. That's it. That's it. We have more. First of all, inappropriate words are not allowed, and mass review is mandatory. In the hypothesis of negative message, the system presents examples of texts with positive language, informing the advantages of this type of discourse for the friendly solution of the conflict. This is a little tutorial. This is just an example for Max. This is our flow, the system flow. First of all, the first step is the register. The message is sent through the system. The company receives a notification sent by the system, and the company sends a response and a proposal. We have three options here. The first one is simple disagreement. System send it to the judge. The third one is face-to-face mediation request. That it would be a very interesting way to deal with difficult resolution, on virtual resolution system. The system sends it to a conflict resolution center. And in the middle we have an agreement. Company sends terms of agreement, and the party has two options. First of one, waivers judicial approval. System provides a final and official document. And the second one, party requests judicial approval. The system sends it to a judge who can approve or not the agreement. Our goals and challenges. First goals. To facilitate the access to conflict resolution, reduce costs. To impact the universe of small claims in state justice. This is our main goal. Involving banks and fund companies. And of course, promotes the culture of self-composition. This is a very interesting example of our most important state, São Paulo, which represents 40% of Brazilian lawsuits, just São Paulo. This is equivalent 26.4 million cases. 90% are in first instance. Banks represent 54.2% of top 100 small claims. Mediation in this state court achieves just 1% on the last year. On the other hand, we have national mediation average achieving 9.4%. So we have a very interesting field to have a pilot with our system. Challenges. First of all, convince companies to participate in the project. We can do, and we probably will do, a kind of stamp by category of companies to show our citizens which company is the best on the field of mediation and conciliation. That's the main power that we should use to convince companies to go inside our system. Second one, convince citizens of the reliability of this new system with national campaigns like that one that we already saw. That's a question. We are dealing with mediation for the next generations. Maybe. Credits. This guy, the smiling guy, is the honored André Guma de Azevedo. He is smiling, and I found this picture through internet, and the main principle which we learn on mediation and conciliation or dispute alternative resolutions is to smile. So André is smiling here. He's the one who who achieved the main idea and talked with our teams, our National Council of Justice teams, information technology, diagnostic team, strategy team, and communication team. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.